Alright, let's find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to negative 2 times x plus 1. So we're going to follow a series of rules to find the inverse function. Alright, this is a relatively straightforward example, but nevertheless we can use these rules to tackle much more difficult questions. Alright, so if we were trying to look at this, the first rule is basically we want to let f of x equal y. So you want to replace f of x as y. So y, I'm going to rewrite this equation as y is equal to negative 2x plus 1. Okay. And in the second step, what you want to do is you want to isolate for x. If you want to isolate x, you want to get x by itself. So if we want to get x by itself, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to divide by negative 2 to the right side. Now if I divide by negative 2 to the right side, whatever I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other side. So I'm going to divide the left side by negative 2. So you get x plus 1 is equal to negative y over 2. Right? And then what I want to do here is I'm going to move the 1 to the other side because you want to isolate for x. X is equal to negative y over 2 minus 1. Okay? At this point, what you want to do is you want to swap x into f inverse of x and y as x, right? Because we stated that the inverse function, if a function f has the points x and y, right, f inverse of f inverse is going to look like y and x. The x and y values swap, right? Here's an example. Like if you have the points 1 and 2 in the function f, then the inverse function, you're going to have the points 2 and 1. So you just swap the x and y. So we swap x as f inverse of x, and we swap y as x, right? So in this case, we get f inverse of x, we swap x into f inverse of x, is equal to, we swap y as x, negative x over 2 minus 1. So this is your inverse function, okay? And it's nice to understand how the two functions will relate. Right, these are both, in this case, linear functions because you can rewrite this guy as negative 1/2 x minus y, and it does fit this template of mx plus b. Y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, so, but in other cases, the inverse function can be a completely different function from the original function.